oppression and tyranny of this Greek king. And they all stood up and said, look, man, you're going to have to kill us before we go against our God. We're not about to do that. You see that? So, okay, we're gonna finish this off. First Maccabees 3.
We got 2 more. Y'all tarry with us just a little bit longer, and we'll get this feast going.
Now remember,
but we just want to give you clear understanding of what this day is about. So when you hear Hanukkah, you don't think of it as just people jumping around and opening up a few gifts and eating some halakha loaves or whatever it may be.
Spinning the dreidel.
Right. That you truly understand what this day is concerning and what lights on the 25th day of Kislev is about. First Maccabees chapter 3 verse 1. Then his son Judas, called Maccabeus, rose up in his stead.
The heads is Matthias. If you read the chapter before that, they try to get him to sell out too. And he's like, look, if all the world sold out, me and my sons and my brethren will never sell out. We gonna stand on the Lord.
That's right.
So then Matthias dies, and then Judas Maccabee stood up in his stead and fought back valiantly for his people. And the Lord was with him. All right, come on, brother.
And all his brethren helped him. And so did all they that held with his father. And they fought with cheerfulness the battle of Israel.
So that with cheerfulness. Oh, we can get it on. We're going to fight with cheerfulness the battle of God. Come on, brother.
So he got his people great honor and put on a breastplate as a giant and girt his warlike harness about him. And he made battles, protecting the host with his sword. In his axe he was like a lion, and like a lion's whelp, roaring for his prey. For he pursued the wicked and sought them out, and burned up those that vexed his people.
The Lord was with him. See that? See, the Lord just don't leave us out high and dry. So that spirit fall on certain brothers to where they're going to have to bang for righteous sake. Come on, brother.
Wherefore the wicked shrunk for fear of him, and all the workers of iniquity were troubled, because salvation prospered in his hand. He grieved also many kings, and made Jacob glad with his acts, and his memorial is blessed forever. Moreover, he went through the cities of Judah, destroying the ungodly out of them, and turning away wrath from Israel, so that he was renowned unto the utmost part of the earth. And he received unto him such as was ready to perish. Then Apollonius gathered the Gentiles together, and a great host out of Samaria, to fight against Israel. Which thing when Judas perceived, he went forth to meet him. And so he smote him, and slew him. Many also fell down slain, but the rest fled. Wherefore Judas took their spoils, and Apollonius swore also, and therewith he fought all his life long.
Banged until the casket dropped for Judas. Jump down to verse 41, brother.
Verse 41.
Y'all read this whole story when y'all get a chance. Excellent story.
And the merchants of the country, hearing the fame of them, took silver and gold very much, with servants, and came into the camp to buy the children of Israel for slaves.
Sound familiar? Auction blocks. See that? Another key identifying marker to who you are. The bondage. Where everybody was in some type of tributary status of slavery. We talk about the total removal of who you are.
Right.
We ain't talking about indentured servitude. We
That's
talking
right.
about the total removal of who you are as a people. And to this very day, you call yourself black folk. You don't name a nation. You don't know your forefathers. You just call yourself black folk. Come on, bro.
A power also of Syria and of the land of the Philistines joined themselves unto them. Now when Judas and his brethren saw that miseries were multiplied, and that the forces did encamp themselves in their borders, for they knew how the king had given commandment to destroy the people, and utterly abolish them, they said one to another, let us restore the decayed estate of our people, and let us fight for our people in the sanctuary.
Remember, the sanctuary and the temple was defiled. So Judas like, look, since the Lord is prospering us, right, these heathens are being scattered, let's go back and rededicate this temple. Hanukkah means dedication. It's the history behind it. Because the Lord ain't gonna dwell in a temple that's defiled with swine blood.
That's right.
And altars to another god and harlots, and he ain't finna dwell there. So the brothers knew that, so they're like, look, we gotta rededicate this thing back to the Lord. And this went down roughly 150 years before Christ was in the flesh. The distance between you and Harriet Tubman. That short of a distance. Come on, brother.
Then was the congregation gathered together, that they might be ready for battle, and that they might pray and ask mercy and compassion.
You talking about a revolution and some war? What God we calling on? The Negro still divided in his gods. The Lord ain't gonna defend you, and you still divided about what God you serve. This brother's over here a Buddhist, and this brother think he Chinese, the I Ching, and these brothers think they Egyptologists. We still got to come up under one banner, the banner of the Most High.
That's right.
And then pray to him and he'll answer our prayers. You ain't finna fight no start all that RBG, you finna fight a revolution, and everybody next to you got different gods they worship.
That's right.
They don't work like that. Come on, brother.
Now Jerusalem lay void as a wilderness. There was none of her children that went in or out. The sanctuary also was trodden down, and aliens kept the stronghold. The heathen had their habitations in that place, and joy was taken from Jacob, and the pipe with the harp ceased.
And there's heathens in our land to this very day. Sound familiar? Sound familiar? Come on, brother.
Wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together and came to Mizpah over against Jerusalem. For in Mizpah was the place where they prayed aforetime in Israel. Then they fasted that day, and put on sackcloth, and cast ashes upon their heads, and rent their clothes.
Coming to the Lord humble. You feel me? Sackcloth and ashes was something we used to put on to get the Lord to answer us speedily.
That's right.
Take off your glorious garments and sprinkle ash on your head and put on your sackcloth. Humbling yourself and praying to the Most High.
That's right.
Come on, bro.
And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their image.
That's why you got your white Jesus today and everything. That went down back then. The other nations are write themselves into your history by pictures. They don't tamper with the book.
That's right.
They just make you think it's talking about them. Right. They paint the likeness of your images. To where today, 2013, it's almost 2014, and you say, that's Jesus up on the wall right there.
That's right.
That's Caesar boy, Jesus.
And not knowing that's a picture that was painted like 500 years ago.
That's right.
Jesus Christ lived over 2,000 years ago, so who is that?
Right.
Huh?
Imposter.
Cesare Borgia. They got a show on Showtime called The Borgias.
That's right.
And Cesare is right on there. Has nothing to do with that, man. It was put up as a stumbling block.
Not even a black one, huh, bro?
No, not even a black one. Who? Billy D? Denzel? Who gonna pose for the picture?
That's right.
God is a spirit. You must worship him in spirit and truth. The fact of the matter is the Lord was a dark-skinned man, though.
That's right.
Every description in the Bible describes that. Not only him, his father, the angels, and the Jews of the Bible. That's right. That's just the truth. So you must worship him in what? Spirit and what?
Truth.
Come on, bro.
They brought also the priest's garments, and the first fruits, and the tithes, and the Nazarites they stirred up, who had accomplished their days. Then cried they with a loud voice toward heaven, saying, what shall we do with these? And whither shall we carry them away? For the sanctuary is trodden down and profane, and thy priests are in heaviness and brought low.
Right.
And lo, the heathen are assembled together against us to destroy us. What things they imagine against us, thou knowest.
The Lord understand what it is. And to this very day, it's the same thing. Rex 84, King Alfred plan. Y'all look all that stuff up. This is stuff you can look up for yourself in your slippers, drinking your coffee at home.
Tuskegee experiment.
Look it right up. They got, man, it's executive orders in play to eradicate God's people off the planet Earth. Cited just like it was going down back then.
That's right.
So it ain't just like we've opened up the Bible and read a few verses that sound similar. No, we must be these people. You feel me? As you keep reading and get to understand it, it only fit you. It don't fit nobody else.
That's right.
Gotta be talking about you. Who else? Come on, bro.
How shall we be able to stand against them, except thou, O God, be our help?
Right.
Then sounded they with trumpets, and cried with a loud voice, And after this, Judas ordained captains over the people, even captains over thousands, and over hundreds, and over 50s, and over tens. But as far as such were building houses, or had betrothed wives, or were planting vineyards, or were fearful, those he commanded that they should return every man to his own house, according to the law.
Come on.
So the camp removed and pitched upon the south side of Emmaus. And Judas said, arm yourselves, and be valiant men, and see that ye be in readiness against the morning, that ye may fight with these nations that are assembled together against us to destroy us in our sanctuary. For it's better for us to die in battle than to behold the calamities of our people in our sanctuary. Nevertheless, as the will of God is in heaven, so let him do.
All right, one chapter over, a few more verses, 36 through 61. First Maccabees chapter 4, 36 through 51 is going over the days that we keeping for the next 8 days.
So this it, y'all. We got this scripture and then the one in the New Testament what Christ did, the Feast of Dedication.
Yes, sir.
Y'all, we get our fellowship on, our fellowship of light.
Yes, sir.
With the brethren and the saints of the Most High.
But this is all the history going into what this is all about. Right? As valiant these brothers was to re-cleanse and dedicate a temple, the physical building of God, remember you the temple of God. So be that valiant and not worshiping other gods. Repenting, coming back to the Lord in spirit and in truth. You the temple.
That's
what
right.
agreement have you with idols? These brothers knew that. You see that? And had to rededicate, which means Hanukkah, the temple of God consecrated back to the Lord. So consecrate your temple. And make sure you ain't involved in no worship of no other God.
That's right.
Because you are the temple of the living God. You got something out?
Yes, and the scripture to confirm that what Maccabee just said would be Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
Absolutely.
Not the temple, that was the old temple they desecrated. Now the body is the temple.
Yes, sir.
Holy, acceptable to God, which is, by the way, your reasonable service. And be not conformed